supposed to figure out what to do. You're like exploring everywhere, and when you need all the Freddy upgrades, and it tells you that it's a fake door with the Roxy eyes.
Holy
hey,
crystal
the
hearts.
gruz. It's the gruz.
Pretty gnarly.
Okay, what does the message right in front of Mike's living room say? Torn paper. It is there, but you can't see. Alone in the dark, I found the key. I think this might be part of the message. It rhymes, just like message. It is there, but you can't see. Alone in the dark, I found the key. Maybe it's like, I don't actually know how people coded the message. Oh! Okay, so the animatronics can't see the secret mic room. Also, the door to the secret mic room is really short and wide for a door. And then, okay, so that was a hint on how to open up the mic room, because you would see the reflection of the door with the Roxy powers. And then this is torn paper, so I think it's there. It is there, but you can't see. Alone in the dark, I found the key. And then when you activate your flash, that blinds the animatronics. So, let's see if I can...
No.
Okay, Freddy just teleported, this might be gameplay.
What?
Is it mayhaps Gorb are you fighting?
Right.
No, it's the crystal heart. I'm trying to get used to it.
I have no idea. Does anyone know how we actually solved the poem? Because, is it like Pigpen Cipher? Okay, yeah, so it is a Pigpen Cipher, and then the information on how you Pigpen it is in this somehow. Let's talk about this message.
Yeah, the message.
Yeah, post Secret of the Mimic. Break and mend, I built the breath, thy hunt now drawn to life. Not real, still keen, and frit and fought with thought and zest, and get, and, oh, this is not entirely updated. They spelled just, okay. Dodge, duck, flash, shoot, crawl, run, crush the vile, bland, try not, do not hold out, hope, no. And that's the last one is so I'm thinking it's this is F10 speaking actually. Like, you know, post Secret of the Mimic. She designed, like, her code is being used to power the Glamrocks.
Yeah.
And then they're not real because they don't have agony in them the way the mimics do. But they're still fully intelligent, so they're still keen. And frit and fought with thought and zest. Like, they can be... Yeah, because I'm gonna turn the game audio off. It is getting on my nerves as well.
They're like just... Like they're like aware and awake, but they aren't like as aware. They're like animals.
Yeah, they're able to be mentally ill, like we see with Roxy.
That could also just be like a superficial coat of paint put on her as like a character.
Yeah. And then these are like instructions for what you need to do to kill everyone. Dodge, duck, flash, shoot, crawl, run, crush the vile band. And
that part is definitely about security breach.
Yeah, and also I think the wording vile band, like, I think that is definitely something F10 would think about the Glamrocks, even if she was forced to design them.
Also, the only time, like, the animatronics you can say are just, like, fully evil in the series. They were the vile band.
Yeah, and although interesting, that would mean, like, Freddy being helpful is not something F10 planned for. And then try not, do not hold out, hope, no. Your life, your aim will save those with soul. I'm thinking, like, because I think F10's plan is still to do moon.exe, even though that's impossible now. We'll save those with soul. I think this is F10 creating a division between constructs that are powered by agony and those that aren't. And I think maybe that might be a conflict between her and Gregory, because she's like, oh, Freddy's not a real person.
That one line that's like, cry not, do not hold out hope is like, it's so broken, and every single translation puts the comma before hope, and that just feels wrong.
Yeah, so cry not, and also these can be separate sentences. So it can be one sentence, cry not, one sentence. Wait, try not. No, that's not what you say.
Try not, do not hold out hope.
No, so cry not, one sentence. try not, do. Yeah, not. Try not, do not. That doesn't track as one clause.
Try
Unpaid
not,
AI
try
is
not.
not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They enslaved her, so obviously she's like, though this is my real kid. Those are not my real kids.
Do we
Do not.
think that the no at the end was meant to be not and it was meant to continue rhyming? Or do we think no is a separate statement? Do we think it's do not
I feel
hold out, hope
like
not?
I understand everything here now. Except then the other question is, one, why does this room exist? And also the signs are that the room is still occupied. Because like popcorn, exotic butters,
Yeah.
TV is on.
If that's been sitting there for a while, then it would have gotten gross.
Yeah, TV is on. CD player, there's a fan. And this is so right now Freddy's in the room, but I think it's supposed to be that that this is like the safe room because
Yeah.
there's a torn piece of, you guys were kind of paying attention to Hollow Knight at the time, but I think this one is definitely diegetic because it's labeled torn paper and like that. So it is there, but you can't see. Alone in the dark, I found the key. And when you take out the flashlight, Freddy says he can't see, and that's what reveals this door. So like if it's a like Glitchtrap proof room for like, but it's like not David themed, it's Michael themed.
It could just be that Michael is the opposite of William.
Maybe.
And that's why they're using Michael in here. Because like Michael is like
Absol.
Yeah?
Oh, this came to my mind. If you said the Glamrocks can't see the Michael room entrance.
Yeah?
This made me thought of how it parallels the animatronics can't enter the safe room.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. And like, actually, Gunn, I think you might be onto something with this being the like, because, okay, so like F10 is saying, like, I'm a real person. Those aren't, but like, she's still like an AI and mimicking. And like, part of like machine learning is that they don't really understand cause and effect. So I think your idea of like, I need to replicate the circumstances of Michael Afton to create so that someone, whoever is it'll be revealed that David liked watching TV with popcorn. Whoever this message is intended for, because I'm not even sure if it's intended for Gregory, because also you think F10 would be able to speak to Gregory in other ways.
Well,
Yeah.
in the Fright Tales, there's a similar thing where Edwin wrote it to the mimic, right? To David Mimic.
The
that's probably not
M1,
one-to-one,
M2
it's
division
canon.
does not exist in Tales. Yeah.
But like, even though that's not canon, you could use it as like, maybe that's a similar thing happening here.
Yeah, that it is a language for mimics to communicate to each other.
Oh.
Because it's
maybe
math.
It's F10 trying to talk to
M1. But if it's in, because if we think that crawling endo is an M1 endo, it would be that they can't communicate digitally in this room. So M1 has to physically send an endo to write that on the wall. And but I feel like, because we'll save the ones with soul, is written in a way that implies that the intended reader is not the ones with soul, and I think the ones with soul are M1 and M2.
So could this be for like Freddy?
But Freddy can't come. We were just discussing Freddy can't come in here.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think the AI is an intended reader, because again, from the way it's written, it sounds like that when you're talking about not real, still keen, are also not who the intended reader is.
This came to mind, and this is something from Squawks, but what if Vanessa wrote the wall code?
How did she build the breath? I think the idea that it's Yeah, I
It's
think.
from somebody who either literally or like metaphorically made the current animatronics.
Yeah, and I think that's F10. And your life, your aim will save those with soul. That's kind of making me think of glitch bears. You were created for one purpose.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
it
true
is
actually.
meant for Gregory, and
But
the purpose of GodDavid is not to give David an organic body, but because M1 feels far more connected to M2 than human David, it's that she's like putting putting the baby owl inside Gregory, and then what Gregory is supposed to do is do moon.exe. Like Gregory's supposed to be the moon.exe protagonist and put the mimic back together.
But hypothetically, wouldn't Gregory have a soul though?
Yeah.
Or would she consider that not
Well, I
a
think
real soul? Is she an
those
AI, so she sees the AI as a soul?
no, I think those with soul is that she's differentiating it from the ones who are not real but still keen.
Yeah,
So I
that's fair.
think
But I also read it as like you, the one without soul, sacrifice yourself for the ones that do have soul.
okay, good point. Yeah, actually, yeah, no. Yeah, so the reader doesn't have a soul, and with my whole F10 doesn't. Yes, okay, so the reader doesn't have a soul, but is not part of the vile band. Okay.
Unless Gregory is like literally just a vessel.
Well, no, I think
Like
it's
at this,
more that I agree with the people that like the F10 story. If GodDavid is like a more straightforward version of Will Care, where where it's like she does care about David, but she's sacrificing other people's children to bring him back.
yeah.
But like he does have a soul, they're just not acknowledging it. She just doesn't care.
That's also true. What he said. The idea of sending a time-sensitive prophecy in a hidden wall and behind a cipher seems counterintuitive.
Yeah.
But it could just be for, like,
I think it's whoever it's
talking
for.
to a robot. So the fact that it's a cipher doesn't really matter.
Yeah, because like quickly decrypting things, that's another thing computers do. And like, things fuzzy artistic license, but I'm pretty sure if I correctly understand what the Reddit posters say, what the article said about how you actually figure out this Pigpen cipher is the information is included in the full version of the trailers.
I think it could be M1 Fiona talking to M2 David about M3 Glitchtrap. And they have to do it physically on a wall because Glitchtrap is taking over the Pizzaplex, so they
Yeah.
have to hide it from him.
Yeah, I think instructions, your life, your aim. But then we get back to the your life, your aim will save. Fuck, maybe we're up to M4.
Oh
Gregory's M4.
boy.
No, not that Gregory is M4, but that
There's another M4 running around.
Like it's
Maybe
like
that's that silly little robot you see in the opening.
Yeah, that
Running down those stairs.
Oh my god, yeah. So that there's a fourth thing. Or maybe it's like the fucking because like there's a version of we're gonna have to keep this in mind with Ruin. There's a version of the Helpy AI that's like there's like two versions of it. But like wouldn't that I think maybe it's so F10 again, this is just supposition, the idea that there's a fourth thing. So F10 creates a fourth robot. Because the thing is, Freddy can't dodge, duck, flash, shoot, crawl, run, crush. Like Freddy doesn't do those things.
Mr. President, a fourth mimic has hit the timeline.
Yeah, it's like so F10 creates another mimic without a soul, but it's not part of the vile band because it wasn't created at the orders of Fazbear Entertainment, and it doesn't pretend to have a human personality. It just does things. So that's why it's different than the Vile band. It doesn't pretend to be human.
And who was M4? Eleanor.
Okay, so Also, like the cry to get it actually kind of back to Hollow Knight, the cry not, try not, your life, like the last part does remind me of the no mind to think, no will to break, no voice to cry suffering, born of God and thought. Yeah. Oh my God. Cyber Michael is real.
Cyber Michael, excuse me?
What?
So I made a
Michael M4?
tongue-in-cheek comment in my Assassin's Creed video about Michael still existing in cyberspace. I think
true.
F10 is I think M4 is supposed to mimic Michael because Fiona knows that Michael is what defeats William.
Wait, you're telling me like M1 is supposed to be mimicking Michael, or
No, that
They created a fourth mimic.
yeah, we're supposing an M4 because these are instructions. We spent all this time trying to figure out who the intended audience of the coded message is, and I think
It could just be another entity we haven't met yet.
yeah, I think it's well because I think they're having to move stuff. I think it's going to be another entity we have. I think again, this is like Gibby talked about the difference between like theories and predictions. This is obviously a prediction where I'm betting that there's going to be more evidence for this in future installments, and it'll have to be something we keep in. I have no idea what the different helpy personas are up to, so that's something we're going to have to keep a theme about. So it's a non-agony version of Michael. Maybe it is Freddy.
GlamMike, but with the wrong pieces.
Maybe Freddy is M4 and that's why he's immune.
Yeah, that's why he's immune.
Maybe Fiona gave him special privileges because she knew that he would be the one to be able to end it.
Because when you boot a computer in safe mode, it stops communicating. Like, that's what safe mode means. So when it's cut off from the network, and there's all the GlamMike evidence, but it's not Michael's soul, it's that Fiona created an M4 program.
We might be cooking.
Yeah, Fiona created an M4 program. It might be that like the message is written so vaguely because they, space. They filled up the entire wall. And so the verbs are like hints to Freddy to tell Gregory what to do. Or like another human, because I don't think F10 would want to put David in danger like that. GlamMike is back on the menu, boys. But it's not
just like how Gregbot was back on the menu.
Gregory is a robot, a recreation of the crying child.
Yeah, I don't think it has any of Michael's agony. Well, I don't think it directly has. There might be some like influences of it, but it's not like Mike's soul. It's that F10 was like, I need to mimic FNaF 6 and FNaF 3. So I'm going to make an M4, and I'm going to train it to be Michael. And then I need it to infiltrate.
Because the only thing that ever beat William was Michael.
The only thing that ever beat William was Michael, so she needs to make a Michael. So she makes a Michael, gives it these instructions, puts it in Freddy, and then once Freddy is, and that would be why Freddy pays, and she gave it extra instructions like pay extra special attention. Well, if we're thinking they're like in competition, Gregory, Freddy has instructions to take care of David. But whoever plays Balloon World frees Gregory's soul. Gregory gets back into being himself. Freddy reboots in safe mode, so it's no longer in communication with F10 or Glitchtrap.
Yeah.
But because it has those instructions, that's why it's like, go to Phaser Blast. That's why it's telling us to go places. Well, Henry, I think it might be that Henry's that like F10 thinks she can play Henry, but like she needs a tool. She needs a Michael. Also, Michael's done it twice.
Yeah.
he did burn down FNaF 3 all on his own.
Yeah, the way I read the whole mimic stuff taking over the Pizzaplex is that it's basically Fiona and William fighting over the Pizzaplex and M2 because they both. Fiona wants M2 to be David, and William wants M2 to be him.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. It's GlamMike. And like that's all the Mike connections people made. And that's I've been wondering this whole time, what's so special about Freddy? Why can he lie? Why can he file complaints? It's not just that he's separated from the Glitchtrap network. It's because he's special. It's because he's
what makes you so special?
He's fully sentient, but he doesn't have enough agony for F10 to consider it a person. It's between, in F10's eyes, Freddy is between the vile band and those with soul.
Also, small thing I noticed, can you look over back to the socket on the wall, like to the right of the TV?
This?
Yeah, it's a very industrial socket, which I think means that this isn't literally the bedroom. Which I think is pretty obvious, but I think that's something I noticed that makes it very much. It can't be.
Point. And that sun clock, is suspicious to our theory, but also like I think it was their sister location. And then like these posters are like places you need to go to do things.
I haven't told Thursday.
I'm glad we came here.
Me too.
I was gonna be like, what can we say that what hasn't been added, but then we locked in.
I guess we should call this theory like Another Michael.
Another Michael. GlamMike 2.
Yeah, I like Another Michael because I think the Freddy part is like a we don't have anyone better at the time thing. But the core is that F10 created another mimic to be Mike to defeat Glitchtrap.
Okay, now I feel bad for Vanessa because, like, what's her point with the mimics now?
She was William's pawn.
Yeah, William's pawn. Because, like, even if okay, so Glitchtrap is making her another Michael. It's like this is the duality of Mike.
They're both using him as a pawn, but for different reasons.
Yeah.
They're recreating Mike as a pawn for two different reasons.
Mike accomplice is Vanessa, and Mike in FNaF 6 is another Mike. Because neither of them are capturing him as a person.
Yeah, they're capturing him as a tool.
Yeah.